Hi, we're going to continue with the small account today, and we were looking at the different disciplines of trading. Today, commodities. Roll the intro, tell you all about it. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. So if that sounds good, please click the little subscribe button. If you've got a query, drop it in the comment section below, because I genuinely answer every single one of them. So where are we up to and what are we doing? Well, I suppose first of all,
having a coffee.
I'm having a coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. He likes Winky as well. I was going to ask her about the bikini, but she's having none of it at the moment. It might be because the weather's a bit cold, but I'll kind of fix that. I'll just buy her a heater.
Well, hello. Ding dong.
Really?
It's worth a shot, wasn't it? Anyway, talking of shots, that's kind of what we've been up to. I'm having a shot at getting a holiday from a small account. And if you haven't seen the videos up to now, I traded up one account to £300 net because I drew some money out. So I started this particular month with £300. And the idea is to get a little holiday out of it. So a couple of nights in a hotel, that sort of thing. Well, I only started it this week and we're up to 407.48, which is a growth of over 35%, and I have a hit rate of 90%. Pretty good. I'll show you that on spreadsheet for 30 seconds at the end, and you can kind of see what I'm building up and why I'm building it. But the process of building a small account comes down to understanding the markets that you deal with. Now, in one of the last videos, I was looking at shares, and there's thousands of them. So I showed you how I can thin them down a little bit. So what I'm looking at today is commodities, which will be this one. Okay. Now, commodities are broken up into 4 disciplines, and they are, number 1 is your fuels. So that's things like your natural gas, your crude oil, that sort of thing. Okay. Then you go into your metals, which is kind of broken into 2, giving you 4 disciplines. You have your precious metal. Now that's your gold, your silver, your platinum, that sort of thing. Okay. Then you have your base metals. So got base metal as well. That's your coppers, your leads, that sort of thing. And then finally you have your soft commodities. Soft. And that's things like orange juice, coffee, pork bellies, that sort of thing. So now you understand what the products are, or the product disciplines. You have to kind of work out whether or not this is for you. And that comes down to whether you want to be a swing trader, scalper, position, day trader. Well, for scalping, you can pretty much rule out the last 3. These. They don't move fast enough. They really don't. Okay. So you're left with number 1, fuel. But then you go down through the different products that are there, and you're kind of left with crude oil. And that's because it's the only one that moves pretty quick. You can day trade your precious and your base metals as you can with your fuels, but when you come on to the soft, there are some great products, and in a second I'm going to pull up some screens and show you. They are pretty slow moving, and by the time you've taken your spread into account, they're very difficult to day trade, but they are pretty good to swing trade, and that's because once they get moving, they are quite directional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the charts, and I'm just going to randomly pull a couple out, sort of show you what crude oil looks like as opposed to say what sugar looks like, and you'll see a huge difference between the two, and then you'll understand why I would say you can't day trade this, but you can swing trade that. Okay, so come with me and I will jump onto the charts. Okay guys, a little bit of a change of surroundings. I've come home, finished the day's trading, got my coffee, and let's have a little look at these instruments. So as I was saying, it's broken up primarily into 4 disciplines. You've got your fuels and energies, precious metals, base metals, and soft. And what I was trying to say was, depending on the type of trader that you want to be, kind of dictates which product group you are going to trade. So if you're a scalper, you're looking for 2 or 3 ticks every few minutes. Well, if you try and do that on sugar, it's going to be incredibly difficult. I'll show you for why. Let's have a look. Where are we at? Sugar. There is that. So this is sugar. Okay. Just take them off. Looks good, but that's a weekly chart. If you're scalping, you're going to be on a 5-minute chart. Okay. The good thing with sugar is it's a very cheap instrument to trade. It's 10p. So it only costs you £3 to open up a, well, just shy of £4 rather, to open up a position. Brilliant. I can trade it. But this is where you get a bit caught with it. You see, if you put your ATR on, in 5 minutes it moves 0.7. But your spread is 0.6. So it ain't moving very far. So how far does it move in an hour? Well, in an hour, it's moving around 3 ticks. So it's not really a scalping product. Okay. And this is some of the things that you need to drill down into when you're looking at your instruments. And this goes for Forex, indices, whatever, because they all move different ways. Some are a lot faster than others. So if you are looking to be in and out the market, you need something that's incredibly quick. So in the commodity group, you're looking at crude oil. Now, crude oil in 5 minutes will move 17, 18 ticks. So for you to get your 2 or 3 ticks, you're in with a shout. Okay, you've got to be a bit mindful of your spread, because obviously you've got to cover the spread, then get your profit. So if you're looking for 3 ticks, you're looking for it to move 6. Well, that's a third of 18. So it can do it in 5 minutes. And I hope that kind of makes sense. Now, if you are looking to day trade, which is my preferred discipline, I'm not a great lover of scalping. I'd be looking to trade 2 or 3 times a day. More often than not, it's just once or twice. And I'm basing it on a kind of an hour's target, if you like. This is moving 55, 60 ticks in an hour. So when you hear me saying I'm looking for 20 ticks, these are the sort of markets that I'm looking at. Okay, and that's for a day trade. Now, if I was swing trading, I wouldn't necessarily be looking at oil as a swing. It's incredibly news driven, as is all of the commodity disciplines. Gold's in the news all the time. If there is a weather event, it affects the soft commodities. You could have sort of severe weather that hits the coffee plants in South America, for argument's sake, and that'll drastically affect the price of coffee. You know, likewise with the sugar canes. There's many different reasons, but the commodities are all news driven. Okay, and that comes down to your base metals as well, because they are used in heavy industry. If heavy industry is having an impact in slowing down, it'll affect the price of the base metals because the supply and demand isn't there. And it all comes down to being able to read the fundamentals. Okay, there's a lot of technical data goes with these, but there's a lot of fundamental backing it up. So you've got to be pretty savvy on what you're trading. Now, your precious metals, they are quite directional. Let's be honest. I mean, everyone talks about gold, so we'll just pull out silver for argument's sake. And as you can see, when it's moving, it's quite steady. It's a nice, easy product. It's not lighting the world on fire because it's only moving sort of 40 ticks every 4 hours. But if you're putting a swing trade on and you're looking for it to sort of catch this nice grinding movement, it's actually a half decent move. You're going to get your 100 ticks, and that's what the swing's about. All right. So again, it's looking through the product groups. Find something that you like and you're interested in and you know about, and then apply that product group to the style of trading that suits it. You know, day trading and scalping, oils, wonderful. You know, you can day trade gold and silver to a degree, but you're not going to get massive amounts out of it. Well, not on this platform, you're not anyway. You're only going to get sort of your 10s and your 20 ticks. You know, soft commodities, very good for swing. I actually do swing trade quite a bit with London Robusta. And the reason why I do that is it doesn't light the world on fire. It really doesn't. But when it's going in a single direction, it continues. So there is a nice move. And even though this is counter trending, this move here, you can see that it keeps a steady pace going. It's now catching the tops of here. So even if you caught it underneath this candle here and rode it down, you would get a decent amount over a couple of days. You know, certainly at £10 a pip or whatever. And even at its lowest value of £2, you don't need it to move far to get a half decent sort of return. So I hope that kind of makes sense about looking at how far a market can move in a 5-minute period to an hour period, even take it out to a day. You know, I often do. When I'm building up what I'm going to do, I'll look at the daily, I'll pull an average true range up, and I'll see what it does in the day. So here it's averaging 30 per day. So I'll be looking for about 10 ticks out of it, keeping it realistic. There's no point trying to swing for 100 ticks in a day when it's only able to achieve 30. It's just not going to happen. So keep it realistic. And talking of realistic, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up my sheet. I did do a couple of extra trade, or an extra trade rather, from when I started this earlier on today. My balance is now 417.24, which has put me up to 39.13%. It's given me a profit of 117.40, so I'm pretty cool and good with that. And it's off 11 positions over the last few days. So I'm more than happy with what's going on. I've only really been stopped out on one trade. There was that one there. The risk-free one was all right. It could have been better. But when you're dealing with a small micro account, I can't let it run away from me, which is why I kill the trade as soon as I see that it's wrong. It cost me 9p. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. So I'll keep monitoring this for you. The next video, I'll look at indices, just tell you what they are and keep an eye on it. And then we'll just keep building it up. But we're well on track to hit my £300 by Christmas Eve in profit. And then I can have a couple of nights in a hotel with Wingy. So there we go. So remember, guys, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.